Adolfo Suárez Madrid Barajas Airport eɾoˈpwerto Adolfo Suárez Madrid baraxas, commonly known as Madrid Barajas Airport, is the main international airport serving Madrid in Spain. At 3,050 hectares in area, it is the largest airport in Europe by size, along with Paris-Charles de Gaulle Airport. In 2015, almost 47 million passengers used Madrid Barajas, making it the country's largest and busiest airport, and Europe's sixth busiest. The airport opened in 1928, and has grown to be one of the most important aviation centers of Europe. Located within the city limits of Madrid, it is just 9 kilometers from the city's financial district and 13 kilometers northeast of the Puerta del Sol, Madrid's historic center. The airport name derives from the adjacent district of Barajas, which has its own metro station on the same rail line serving the airport. Barajas serves as the gateway to the Iberian Peninsula from the rest of Europe and the world, and is a particularly key link between Europe and Latin America. The airport is the primary hub and maintenance base for Iberia. Consequently, Iberia is responsible for more than 60% of Barajas traffic. The airport has 4 terminals. History. Early years. The airport was constructed in 1927, opening to national and international air traffic on the 22nd of April 1931, although regular commercial operations began 2 years later. A small terminal was constructed with a capacity for 30,000 passengers a year, in addition to several hangars and the building of the aviation club. The first regular flight was established by Líneas Aéreas Postales Españolas with its line to Barcelona. Later, in the 1930s, international flights started to serve some European and African destinations. Originally, the flight field was a large circle bordered in white with the name of Madrid in its interior, unpaved, consisting of land covered with natural grass. It was not until the 1940s that the flight field was paved and new runways were designed. The first runway, which started operation in 1944, was 1,400 meters long and 45 meters wide. By the end of the decade, the airport had 3 runways, none of which exist today. In the late 1940s, scheduled flights to Latin America and the Philippines started. In the 1950s, the airport supported over 500,000 passengers, increasing to 5 runways, and scheduled flights to New York City began. The National Terminal, currently T2, began construction in 1954 and was inaugurated later that year. In the Plan of Airports of 1957, Barajas Airport is classified as a first-class international airport. By the 1970s, large jets were landing at Barajas, and the growth of traffic mainly as a result of tourism exceeded forecasts. At the beginning of the decade, the airport reached the 1.2 million passengers, double that envisaged in the Plan of Airports of 1957. In the 1970s, with the boom in tourism and the arrival of the Boeing 747, the airport reached 4 million passengers and began the construction of the international terminal. In 1974, Iberia L.A. introduced the shuttle service between Madrid and Barcelona, a service with multiple daily frequencies and available without prior reservation. The 1982 FIFA World Cup brought significant expansion and modernization of the airport's 2 existing terminals. In the 1990s, the airport expanded further. In 1994, the first cargo terminal was constructed and the control tower was renovated. In 1997, it opened the North Dock, which is used as an exclusive terminal for Iberia's Schengen flights. In 1998, it inaugurated a new control tower, 71 meters tall, and then in 1999 the new South Dock opened, which implies an expansion of the international terminal. During this time, the distribution of the terminals changed. The South Dock and most of the international terminal were now called T1. The rest of the international terminal and domestic terminal were now called T2, and the North Dock was called T3. In November 1998, the new runway 18R36L started operations, 4,400 meters long, one of the largest in Europe under expansion plans called Major Barajas. In 2000, it began the construction of new terminals T4 and its satellite T4S, designed by architects Antonio Lamela and Richard Rogers, and directed by architect Luis Vidal. Two parallel runways to the existing ones were also built. Development since the 2000s. The new terminals and runways were completed in 2004, but administrative delays and equipment, as well as the controversy over the redeployment of terminals, delayed service until the 5th of February 2006. Terminal 4, designed by Antonio Lamela and Richard Rogers, and directed by Luis Vidal and TPS engineers, was built by Ferrovial and inaugurated on the 5th of February 2006. Terminal 4 is one of the world's largest airport terminals in terms of area, with 760,000 square meters in separate landside and airside structures. It consists of a main building, T4, and a satellite building, T4S, which are approximately 2.5 kilometers apart. The new Terminal 4 is meant to give passengers a stress-free start to their journey. This is managed through careful use of illumination, with glass panes instead of walls and numerous domes in the roof which allow natural light to pass through. With this new addition, Barajas is designed to handle 70 million passengers annually. During the construction of Terminal 4, two more runways were constructed to aid in the flow of air traffic arriving and departing from Barajas. These runways were officially inaugurated on the 5th of February 2006, but had already been used on several occasions beforehand to test flight and air traffic maneuvers. Thus, Barajas came to have 4 runways, 2 on a north-south axis and parallel to each other, and 2 on a northwest-southeast axis. This allowed simultaneous takeoffs and landings into the airport, allowing 120 operations an hour. Terminals 1, 2 and 3 are adjacent terminals that are home to SkyTeam and Star Alliance Airlines. Terminal 4 is home to Iberia, its franchise Air Nostrum and all One World partner airlines. Gate numbers are continuous in Terminals 1, 2 and 3, but are separately numbered in Terminal 4. The Madrid-Barcelona air shuttle service, known as the Puente Aéreo, literally called Air Bridge, is the busiest route between two European airports with 55 daily flights in 2012. The schedule has been reduced since February 2008, when the Madrid-Barcelona high-speed rail line was opened, covering the distance in 2.5 hours, and quickly became popular. In 2007, the airport processed more than 52 million passengers. Barajas was voted Best Airport in the 2008 Condé Nast Traveler Reader Awards. In December 2010, the Spanish government announced plans to tender Madrid-Barajas Airport to companies in the private sector for a period of up to 40 years. On the 27th of January 2012, Spain.At suspended all flights affecting Madrid-Barajas as well as other domestic and international connections. On the 20th of September 2012, both runways 1533 were renamed as 14A32L and 14L32R. On the 1st of August 2015, the first scheduled Airbus A380 flight landed in Madrid-Barajas in a daily service to Dubai by Emirates. Following the death of former Spanish Prime Minister Adolfo Suárez, the Spanish Ministerio de Fomento has announced that the airport is to be renamed eɾoˈpwerto Adolfo Suárez Madrid Barajas. This renaming seeks recognition for Suárez's role as the first Prime Minister of Spain after the restoration of democracy and his key participation in the Spanish transition to democracy after Franco's dictatorship. Airlines and destinations. Passenger cargo traffic and statistics. Passenger numbers, route statistics. Ground transport. Rail. The Madrid Metro line connects the airport with city center station Nuevo Ministerios in the heart of Madrid's financial district. The Barajas line 8 provides a fast route from the underground stations at Terminal 2 and Terminal 4 into central Madrid. The metro also provides links to stations on the Spanish railway network. The first ride in the morning leaves from Nuevo Ministerios around 6:05 a.m., arriving at Terminals 1, 2, 3 around 6:20 and at Terminal 4 around 6:25. In October 2006, a bid was launched for the construction of a cercanías link between Chamartin Station and Terminal 4. Now finished, this single cercanías line links Madrid Barajas Terminal 4 with Chamartin Station and Atocha Avenue high-speed train stations. In June 2011, a decision was made to equip this link with dual gauge, which will allow Avenue high-speed trains to reach the airport station. The Nuevo Ministerios metro station allowed checking in right by the AZCA business area in central Madrid, but this convenience has been suspended indefinitely after the building of Terminal 4. EMT Bus. EMT runs regular public bus services between the airport and Madrid. Bus 200 runs as a complete line, dropping passengers off at departures of Terminals 1, 2 and 4 before collecting passengers in the reverse order at arrivals. The EMT public night bus service N4 also services from Madrid downtown to Barajas. EMT also have an express bus linking Barajas Airport to Renfe's Atocha Station, the main rail station in Madrid, during day and Plaza Cibeles during night. Unlike the two services mentioned above, this line runs 24 hours of the day during all the days of the year. Airport People Mover in late 2005, the first driverless transit system in Spain and the longest airport people mover system in Europe, began transporting passengers between the new terminal and a new satellite terminal, deploying the CITYFLO 550 automatic train control technology. The system is the only mode of transportation for passengers between the two terminals, which are spaced more than 2 kilometers apart. Bombardier became the only contractor for the completely underground shuttle system, including the construction of the civil works, operation and maintenance of the system. Airport parking. Long and short-term car parking is provided at the airport with 7 public parking areas. P1 is an outdoor car park located in front of the terminal building. P2 is an indoor car park with direct access to terminals T2 and T3. A parking express facility, available for short periods only, is located at Terminal 2, and dedicated long-term parking is also available with 1,655 spaces. A free shuttle operates between the long-stay car park and all terminals. There are also VIP car parks. Incidents and accidents. On the 30th of September 1972, Douglas C-47B ECAQE of Spain.At crashed on takeoff. The aircraft was being used for training duties and the student pilot over-rotated and stalled. One of the 6 people on board was killed. On the 29th of July 1979, as part of a triple attack, a bomb placed by ETA political military killed 3 people. On the 27th of November 1983, Avianca Flight 011 crashed while attempting to land. Flight 011 struck a series of hills, causing the plane's right wing to break off. The 747 then cartwheeled, shattering into 5 pieces before coming to rest upside down. Only 11 of the 169 passengers survived. There were no survivors among the 23 crew. On the 7th of December 1983, an Iberia 727 operating as Iberia Flight 350 collided during takeoff with Aviaco Flight 134. At DC-9, the Aviaco DC-9 had accidentally entered the runway as the Iberia flight was taking off. 135 people were killed, including 93 from the Iberia and 42 from the Aviaco. On the 15th of July 2006, the winglet of a Thai Airways International Boeing 747-400 HSTG while operating flight TG943 from Madrid Barajas Airport in Spain to Rome Leonardo da Vinci Fiumicino Airport cut off the tail of an Air France ERJ 145 while taxiing to the runway for takeoff. No injuries were reported. On the morning of the 30th of December 2006, an explosion took place in the car park building Module D attached to Terminal 4. A bomb threat was phoned in at approximately 8:15 local time, with the caller stating that a car bomb carried with 800 kilograms of explosive would explode at 9 o'clock local time. After receipt of the warning, police were able to evacuate part of the airport. Later, an anonymous caller stated that ETA claims responsibility for the bombing. As a result of the explosion, 2 Ecuadorians who were sleeping in their cars died. The whole Module D of the car park was leveled to the ground. Around 40,000 tons of debris. It took 6 days to recover the body of the second victim from the rubble. On the 20th of August 2008, Spain.At Flight 5022, which was traveling to Gran Canaria, veered off to the right and into the ground while climbing immediately after lifting off from runway 36L at 14:45 local time. The McDonnell Douglas MD-82 with registration ECHFP was carrying 172 people, including 162 passengers. In the accident, 154 people were killed, 2 were seriously injured and 12 were slightly injured. Prime Minister Zapatero ordered 3 days of national mourning. On the 3rd of December 2010, during the Spanish air traffic controllers' strike, Madrid Barajas Airport remained inoperative when all Spanish air traffic controllers walked out in a coordinated wildcat strike. Following the walkout, the Spanish government authorized the Spanish military to take over air traffic control operations. On the morning of the 4th of December, the government declared a state of alert, ordering on the controllers back to work. Shortly after the measure was implemented, controllers started returning to work and the strike was called off.